Hey guys, this is Ken Johnson here. So even though we're not doing a episode on this plant here, I just wanted to show you this is one of the plants that we have in Florida. It's now 54 degrees in November and this thing is blooming like crazy. It's called a rain tree, also called winter acacia or cassia. Some people say cassia. But the reason why we're here today is not talk about this plant that's very beautiful, but rather we're here to talk about hunting, because one of the 4 C's that we talk about is conservation. And every year thousands of hunters get lost in the woods. Most of them are near food sources. Most of them die from hypothermia. So I'm actually writing a book on hunting, and I have to include a section on protecting yourself because the numbers are just so atrocious. And so today what I've done is I figured we would talk about char cloth. And so with that, let's go into what char cloth is and get this started. So to get started with char cloth, first thing you need is a char box. Now as you can see, this is old butter cookie can, and inside of it's non-remarkable, and I drilled a hole in the top, and this is very important. To that, this is some old scrubs back when I was working in the healthcare industry, and so I'm gonna get these scrubs here and poke it full. This will be more char cloth than I will ever need in a environmental setting where I'm having to start a fire, but it'll work for what we got. The reason for the hole is because that's going to let off the smoke. Now I've got a hot plate. Most guys, when they do these episodes, what they do is that they will talk about putting it over a campfire. I didn't want to start a campfire. It's too cold. I want to go back inside. So I wanted a safe, secure environment. This right here on this plastic table will be fine because this right here is ceramic. So it won't get too hot. It shouldn't hurt the table. Everything should be fine. It will start warming things up, and then this will start to smolder. As it smolders, smoke will come out. As soon as the smoke stops, then that is when we take it off the hot plate, let it cool, and that's when our char cloth will be ready. Okay, so why are we doing char cloth? Well, the main thing is char cloth is unique in that it's kind of like charcoal, but it's not. And we're using all cotton. That's the main thing you need to make sure of, is that you use cotton. Wool, you can use it, but it doesn't do very well. Cotton does very well. You can also do linen. Linen does very well, but linen is so hard to find, true linen. A lot of it's now synthetic, and it's not made from the flax plant. So if you can find true linen, get linen. It'll work wonderfully, but if not, cotton is cheap and affordable and easy to get. So just make sure you get 100% pure cotton. So we're using this because char cloth takes a spark very quickly. And so if you're using a ferrocerium rod, which I'll show you one of those in a little bit, I'll start a fire. But if you're using a ferrocerium rod, ferrocerium is a synthetic material. People call it flint and steel. It's not flint and steel. That is an old-timey term, but that is not what it is. It is not flint, but it is a metallurgical compound that when it use a piece of metal like steel, then you can buy them cheap too. You can go to Harbor Freight and buy them for like $3, and they have various types that run all the way up to $50 and $60 online, but you can get them super cheap. And they normally come with magnesium. Those are the real cheap ones that have the magnesium as well, so that you can start a fire easier with that. Mine, you'll look and you'll see that it's banged up and used. I do use it. I do demonstrations and things of that nature with it. But when you strike a ferrocerium rod with a steel, the sparks, what they'll do is that they'll it'll catch on that cloth very easily. And so if you have any type of tinder, it's perfect for that. So what I tell people do, get you, we talk about my friend Ricky a lot. He owns Wallace Knifeworks and Outdoors. Check him out if you haven't yet. But what he does is he has an Altoids can. He popped a hole in it, so he has basically a miniature char box if he needs to do more. And he always, he can take his shirt, undershirt and rip it or whatever to make char cloth if he needs more, if he ever got lost, which he doesn't, but it could happen, just like me. One time I got lost. One time I'm 44, so that tells you I don't get lost often, but when you do, it happens and it makes you very humble. So what you do, you get an Altoids can and then put some fat wood or lighter wood. It's basically fossilized heart of pine. We have a bunch of it around here in Northwest Florida. Just splinter that up and then get you some jute. Jute, you can get it from dollar store, $1 for like 3 rolls, I think. You can get it from Big Lots, a whole bunch of places. But what you need to do is just kind of fray out that jute. Another thing, and I'll show you this in a little bit, but you can take the back of your knife and scrape a stick, and it almost acts like a planer, and you can get shavings that way. But what you want to do is have your Kindle bundle, and then have in the center of that your char cloth. And once you have your char cloth, then it will catch that spark with that ferrocerium. So I always have my ferrocerium thing in my box wrapped up with cloth, extra cloth. The reason for that, because I'm normally hunting, I don't want noise, and the other thing is I have extra cloth if I need it. So you just strike it with the ferrocerium, it ignites, then you add some sticks, whatever, you got immediate fire. And the good thing about it is, if it's wet, that Kindle is going to be nice and dry. That fat wood, that lighter wood, it will light even if it's wet, because it's fossilized. And so that pine sap will catch once it gets up to a certain temperature, which that tinder will get that up to a certain temperature. Then it'll start drying out the smaller wet sticks, and then you throw bigger wet sticks on it, and even in a wet environment you can have a fire. And the whole purpose is to make sure that you don't get hypothermia. That's what you need to worry about. We had some rangers, so we got military all over the place. I mean, every direction. We got like 6 bases within 30 minutes of each other or less. And so the Army Rangers, they trained down Yellow River, which is right down the road from me, and they made national news because some Rangers actually died of hypothermia. So this is real deal stuff. Even though we're in Florida, like I said, it's 54 degrees in Northwest Florida. This is not the coldest it'll get. It's going to get down to the 20s. So if you think Florida is all sunshine and rainbows, wrong Florida. That is not. We're in the other Florida. And so it's almost like South Alabama. So hypothermia is a big issue. You need to have something on you to create fire. So this is one of the survival tricks that you need to have available. And so that's the reason for this video. Okay, so I wanted to show you, I think you can see it, I'm hoping you can see it, but using the acacia tree or rain tree as a background, I'm going to zoom in. That's all that smoke coming out of that little hole there, and that's what I was talking about. That's the reason why it's called char cloth. So this will go on now for probably about an hour, and it'll get more pronounced as time goes on. But I wanted you to see this. So as I said before, I was going to show you my ferrocerium. Now this is Coleman, and so this is one of the old ones that my daddy gave me back when I was younger. And as you can see, it's pretty used. I've definitely scraped on it, whatever. So I'm going to show you how this works in just a minute. Okay, the first thing that you need to do is, if you see here, there's a little clip thing. Unclip this, It's just to keep it together. So it's totally useless right now. And you just take it and you just here I can see it. See that? And that gives you you got to press at right angle, and that will do it. So that's that. Okay, another thing you can do is you can actually take the back of your knife and do like this and run that along. And you can see I'm getting a bunch of fluff. So just turn it away from turn the knife part away from it, and then you get all this fluff that you can then assemble as part of your tinder. So this is how you do a wood stick or whatever, that I'll eventually use this as part of the fire, but I can also use this to get some of my fluff as well. So I wanted to show you this. Uh-oh guys, what's this? Please like, subscribe, and hit that bell to find out more in later episodes. And here's what you get. This is char cloth here. So it's just what you would think it would be. It is charred pieces of cloth. And like I said, this will actually take a spark very easily. And so the next thing I'll do, I'm going to set up a fire demonstration so that you can see what this will look like. And then maybe this will entice you, especially if you're a hunter. Go ahead and make some. It's worth it. Like I said, number one reason why people that are lost die is due to hypothermia. The least you can do is keep yourself warm. It'll help you to sanitize water. It'll help you cook food. It's just learning basic fire making skills is too important not to do it. So I'll be with you in just one more moment. So in case you ever have this problem, here's how you get a fire going back that's smoldering. You just blow on it. And there you go. Got a fire. Put some sticks on that. Let that build. Let that heat build on it. We'll have a nice fire in just a minute. Main thing is to have plenty of small things that's dry as well as big things. Try to work your way up. Just don't toss a bunch of big stuff in there. Because the bigger it is, the harder it has to heat up and gasify to keep the fire going. But here it is right now. And it's just going away. I'll get this building up, and then I'm just going to put my can on top of that and let it finish the process, because the other's taking so long. But this is how you do it. And now you can see it really going off right now. So this is the way it's supposed to go. Well, I hope you like this episode. This is something that would definitely help you if you're a hunter. That's the reason why I wanted to do this video, is so that if for some reason you get lost, you'll have something that will help you to stay warm, cook food, basically take care of yourself until you can be found or you can make your way out. Because I really don't want any of my followers to be statistics. So if you will, please remember my friend Ricky, like and subscribe to his channel, Wallace Knifeworks and Outdoors. Remember my wife, Toshana, Toshana's Creations. If you have any type of shirts, it's getting Christmas time. She has a bunch of shirts. She has tumblers. So a lot of great gift ideas. Don't forget my book, which I'll have a link available. And if you want some of my feather art for a Christmas gift, either an ornament or a picture or whatever, let me know. As always, please leave any comments down below. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And thank you for watching.